fucking thing is about YouTube, you don't know whether you're live or not. Like it says we're live first, so there we go.
Yeah.
Right, here we go, Tom. Back with I don't think you did any yet, but a nice little fan forum. This is where you can have your rants and whatever you want. Let it all out, Tom. We'll be
Yeah.
talking a bit about Man United news, Jong, Ronaldo, Dybala. We might talk a bit about Slabhead, Harry Maguire. And as I said, Tom, you can have your rants if you want. It's a
Yeah.
free show. So yeah, I mean, I suppose, Tom, how are you?
Doing great now. How are you?
I'm grand, yeah. Thanks, yeah. Not many people would ask that, but well, I'm not only messing. But yeah, I'm doing well. Nearly Friday, but it's Wednesday, but you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
so then when you're
Today's
not in
Friday.
school, when you're not in
Oh
school,
no.
you don't care what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
It's just
I
like,
mean,
tomorrow's
I I,
Monday.
I
Who
barely have anything to
cares?
really do these days. Like, so I just kind of just relax all day, just listen to music.
Yeah, that's what I like, Tom. Relax is all. It's definitely
Exactly.
needed after you did your junior.
Yeah. I'm going to TY year. Going to be a good year. Then another summer holidays after TY year. So yeah. So I pretty much got like 12, 13, maybe 14 months of just relaxing.
Nice. So just a DOS here.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. But I did it, and it was shy.
Well, I'm
Again,
just going.
you're a
I'm
different
just going
school
with what
than
I
me,
heard
so
from past pupils. I mean, TY years from last year or this year have been saying most TYs I've heard just said it's a DOS like. So I'm just going with what they're saying.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to do it, but I just thought, most of my mates were going into it, so I thought
Yeah,
might as
exactly
well.
what I did as well.
But it was COVID then, so it wasn't exciting. So you
Mm.
weren't going on your trips or whatever because COVID was a thing. I mean, it did me a favor in third year when it got cancelled, but this year maybe not.
Mm.
But I mean, I suppose. Well, hold on now, just trying to fucking get something here. So what do? You go on trips. Maybe go to Old Trafford. Who knows? Who knows?
Hopefully, there's a fair few Man United fans, so I mean, never say never. I hope so.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously no guarantee, like, but I mean, I'm not sure what they do with it, like, but I mean, me and I'll try to get through to my United fans and see what's push for it. But all you can do is try.
that's it. Just try and convince the school.
Yeah,
Let's go to Old Trafford.
yeah. And another thing as well, if they say no,
Oh, yeah,
it's their choice.
yeah. It's either bring me to Old Trafford or death, basically.
Yes, I watched a bottle thrown at you by Tom Foley.
Right, this might get you thrown a water bottle, Tom, or maybe get you pissed off. But its most recent offer for Frankie de Jong is 65 million euros plus 22 million euros in add-ons. If United reach 75 euros plus 12 million euros, Barcelona will accept. Gerard Romero, but this is the journalist that said the deal was 95% done about a month or two ago. So Tom
Yeah,
is, I mean,
this fella is not the most trustworthy.
yeah, but I mean, while we have it up, if it's true or not, what do you think of it?
I mean, it's a bit annoying. Like, I think we all just want this transfer to be done.
Yes.
I mean, we all had this. So we had a situation with like Maguire. Remember, it took us 2 summers to get Maguire. Don't know why we waited all the time, but fair enough. 3 to get Sancho, and most players that we signed, it took us so long and make us pay so much to get them. Whatever player we were chasing for like a year or two before we even finally got them.
And
Um,
they haven't really. They have like again, Maguire and Sancho haven't really shown their worth yet, have they?
Sancho's getting there. I think
Yeah.
Sancho, like, he's shown glimpses of like it wasn't a great season, but I do think you
Yeah.
give him that bit of time. Like Sancho's not been bad. He's not been great either. He's just been like decent, like. But I do think you give him that confidence, give him time, give him good players around him. We'll see a new Jadon Sancho.
I mean, Maguire, Sancho. The fairness of Sancho, he can show quality. Maguire just can't.
No, I don't know what's going to save Maguire. Like, it's just the system change is the main problem. Like, fair enough, we can all say Maguire is so bad, all that. like it's the system change that's killed him. I think most people can tell that, like because I mean, with Ollie's system, it was kind of like a sit back that like hit on the counter. He was fine in that system. Slow players can fit that system fine. Well, like defensively, slow players obviously you need them pacey attacking for the counter attacks. But then in a high pressing system where you need to push up pitch or just an attacking system like that, he's done.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You know, I mean, I mean, it's what you said it there about Maguire. Like, well, we've all said it. Like, he's like, he reminds you of like McTominay. He's never going to be that top class player.
Yeah, like, and another thing as well about like this whole system thing and thing. That's why Fred actually looks really good. I mean, Fred's like an overall been a decent player, as we all know. Like, but it's a system Fred fits because Fred is actually a pacey enough player who can like track well. Like we've all had dissing about him, like dissing sometimes like under Ollie and all that. Like, but you give him a system he's used to and he's good, he'll play well in it because he's a pacey player
Yeah,
and he's got good stamina, good energy and all that. Like Maguire's a complete opposite. I mean, McTominay's not like very slow. He's not the fastest either. Like, you know what I mean. So, and overall, just a very mediocre player. So,
I mean, do you reckon he'll be part of Ten Hag's plans for long?
McTominay,
Both Maguire and McTominay.
I think McTominay stands a chance maybe because McTominay isn't like he's an okay passer. When it comes to passing, he's not bad. Like he can make a nice pass. Like, but it's just the pace, and just the lack of just in general quality are the problem. Like I saw this video on Instagram a week ago. It was like what a CDM should do, and it was an example. I thought it was an example of what not to do because basically it was in the Manchester derby when we lost 2-0 to them at Old Trafford. Maguire had the ball, and McTominay was just standing behind what's his face, Kevin De Bruyne, and just wouldn't free up in space. Then there was a video of Sergio Busquets freeing up in space and letting the defender pass to him.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, if you could, I mean, McTominay for Scotland plays in the defence, but they go three at the back. I mean, when Ireland play, I mean, as Irish fans, we definitely witnessed that day when we played Scotland that you just would never put McTominay in that defensive role.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if it just fits Scotland, but say if McTominay can't get into a Scottish midfield with Billy Gilmore, decent player, but let's be real, he's hardly been on the scene for a year or two now.
He's just a bang average player, isn't he?
Stuart Armstrong, who plays for Southampton, another mediocre player. There's another midfielder as well, I just can't think of it. What other Scottish midfielder is there?
John McGinn,
that's one. He's actually good in fairness. He's actually okay.
Yeah.
And he's left-footed.
Yeah, I'd actually like him at United. To be fair, I know his height is a bit, but like besides that, like
he's a decent player. Like he can score good long shots. Like he's a bit of an all-rounder. Like he's not amazing, but I certainly wouldn't mind him. If there's a reasonable transfer offer, then I wouldn't mind that. But I mean, there's other players rather than him. But I mean, if you still, it wouldn't be bad if we still got him. And he's left-footed. That's another pro about him. He's left-footed.
I think like a season or two ago we were interested in him, but we're interested in a lot of players, so you can't really get too excited about it or look deep into it. But I mean, the thing is, you kind of said it all there. Scotland just have the bang average midfield. Like I reckon of all our midfielders, John McGinn's probably the best one.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing I'm saying is that McTominay can't get into an average Scottish midfield. That's the problem I have. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe could he, but maybe just the manager first and centre back, or is centre back the only way he fits into the team? I don't know myself. I don't watch Scotland play that much. I mean, they crushed out the Euros. Pretty poor. One goal all tournament, lost 2 games, drew 1. I think they drew against England, but then they lost to who was it? Czech Republic, where the striker scored from the halfway line. Good goal, but
Yeah, yeah.
You should
I
not be
remember that, yeah.
conceding goals. You know, you should not be conceding goals from the halfway line.
Yeah,
And
no.
then they lost 3-1 to Croatia. I mean, Croatia was simply a better team.
We beat them 3-0 a few weeks ago.
We did, yeah.
Very
Almost every scored.
surprisingly, but we did it.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, just there's not a very
Scotland,
good team.
Scotland are just a bang average team, though.
Yeah, like they've got a fair few Premier League players. Like, you know, I mean, they've got Liam Cooper, Andrew Robertson, McTominay, Kieran Tierney, obviously like
Che
Armstrong,
Adams,
Gilmore,
maybe.
Shea Adams as well.
Yeah.
What other player? Grant Hanley. Well, no, he got relegated this season, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah. Who's their goalkeeper?
David Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really a top player.
Who does he play for again? Is it Derby or it's in a championship? I think it might be Derby. I don't know, to be honest.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't really got a clue. He's just another bang average player, and like if McTominay was like Belgian, he wouldn't get in there.
No.
Like, I mean, I'm trying to think of another international team that has a few average players.
Wales.
Wales.
I mean,
you know,
a few players like Daniel James. What other player?
I don't think Leo would be too happy with you saying Wales a bang average
No,
team.
no offense, but I mean, like they've got there might. I'm not saying they're better than us, but like let's be real. I just
Tom, be quiet. Say, yeah, we are better than them.
No comment. I'm not saying anything. No comment. You can be the judge of that. Don't get Neil's bad side. But I mean, Daniel James, Wayne Hennessy, Charlie is what Connor Roberts, no, the Burnley right back, Connor Roberts,
Bale,
yeah, and Tom Lawrence. I mean, is he really average? I mean, he's okay, like the Derby winger. I think he used to play for us a good few years ago, but like he was a youth team player.
Yeah, so Wales and Scotland be on the same kind of level.
Yeah. I mean, Scotland is basically just like Andrew Robertson and a bunch of mediocre players.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee Robertson must absolutely, like, imagine he just goes to training in Scotland, just like I'm going away from international team, and he sees the players around him, like, you know, because in Liverpool he used to like see, in Liverpool he's like, there's Salah, there's Van Dijk, there's Diaz, you know, all these class players. He goes to Scotland, look, there's Landon Dykes, there's Billy Gilmore, like, there's Scott McTominay, like, the difference is just, it must be so sad, like.
Yeah. That's, I could definitely see where I'm coming from. He's definitely the big superstar in that Scottish team.
100%.
Like, I mean, from, like, you know, a player that makes it to the Champions League final and then he goes up against players who are in the Championship, League 1 or League 2.
Yeah, well, he's been in 4 Champions League finals.
Yeah.
No, wait. 3, sorry.
I'm guessing he won 1, lost 2.
Yeah, 3.
So, obviously, I think he lost 2 of those, didn't he? And
he lost 2 to Real Madrid, the one in 2018, and then the one this year. But he won the one in 2019 against Spurs.
Yeah. So, I mean, De Jong here, I mean, I feel like if De Jong was like that DM, you'd be like, fair enough, because we're desperate for that, but he's not a DM, so, I mean...
we're kind of trying to find a replacement to Pogba, when you think. I mean, I don't think, like, I wouldn't say he's as good as Pogba. The problem, like, Pogba's in general talent, like, Frankie de Jong doesn't have, like, you know, because Pogba, on his day, you know, very skillful, very, strength, like, powerful, like, you know, we can make a lovely pass. Like, de Jong is still a very good midfielder, don't get me wrong, but like, we're trying to find the fresh air to Pogba, like, you know, just trying to, he's gone, like, Pogba's gone now, obviously. Now we're trying to get De Jong in. So yeah.
Yeah, so do you reckon we could maybe De Jong could be a flop if we do get him? Like, you know, we've had a lot of those.
I mean, there's always that possibility. I mean, we see these bunch of like top names who we wouldn't have even dreamt would have flopped, and they turned out being terrible. You know what I mean? Now, De Jong, I mean, there are some factors that help both ways. I mean, he's under Eric Ten Hag, a manager who knows him and brought him up.
Yeah.
But then he also is quite young. And we do see a number of players from the Dutch league come to the Premier League and completely just absolutely just lose complete form. I mean, you do have some
Yeah.
that's Ruud van Nistelrooy. What other players? There's another player I have in mind. He came from the Dutch league and he was really good. Well, kind of Gini Wijnaldum when you think, because I mean he came to Newcastle first, was okay there, but got relegated.
Yeah.
Then he was Liverpool and was pretty good there.
But the thing is, the Dutch league and the Spanish league, like it's totally different to the Premier League.
That's the thing.
Like, I mean, that's why a lot of people are kind of worried about if we do get Lisandro Martinez, would he be able to face the likes of Salah, Firmino, Diaz, Kane, Haaland, Gabriel Jesus, if you want to throw in there.
Yeah, no, there's certainly it's a big challenge. Some of these players can do very well. There's also some players that can't handle the pressure, but maybe hopefully he's one of them that can.
Yeah, I mean, we have Antony, who we're always interested in him, but like, I definitely can't see where you're coming from. Like, you don't want to be like a flop because you said it there. A lot of players coming from the Spanish league or the Dutch league, and they haven't really did well as we would have hoped. But I mean, I hope if you do get him, he's not a flop. But just you always got that gut instinct telling you, you can't see it going well. Like Malacia, I mean, he's not going to be a certain starter. He's not a big player. No offense to him, but like, he's not a big player.
He's very like the Premier League as well. It's a very physical league. These players, like, they're gonna have to step it up. I'm not saying they won't, but you don't know. Maybe they're like a bit laid back, saying, we'll be grand. Premier League too physical for them. They can't handle it. I mean, Eriksen, you're grand with Eriksen because Eriksen's used to the Premier League. He's proven it, and other than the serious problem he had last year, Eriksen has a very good injury record. I was checking United Kappa on their story on Instagram. He's only ever been injured like 5 or 6 times his entire career before what happened last year, obviously. But I think that problem's now solved. So I mean, and he's used to Premier League, a good player, very good attacking player. Eriksen's enough sign to look forward to 100%.
Do you reckon? I don't know, whether people maybe like your answer or not, but do you reckon Eriksen is better than De Jong? Like, in a way, like, if you get me?
They're different types of players. I mean, Eriksen's more... De Jong's kind of more of like a box with like midfield. Eriksen's kind of more of a playmaker. Like, I mean, if you judge it, it depends what you're doing. I mean, overall, Eriksen's better because Eriksen's had much more years of being like in the top 5, much more years of it. De Jong's new to it, but like at the minute, De Jong's probably the better player. Like at the minute, De Jong's a better player, but overall, Eriksen's a better player.
Again, you said it there, two different players. Like, Eriksen's played in the Premier League when De Jong hasn't. But I mean, how many injuries did you say Eriksen had?
In his whole career, I think I was seeing something on an Instagram story about 6 his entire career, and this in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that was last year. You can't really count that as an injury, to be fair.
Yeah, it was around 6. I don't remember how much it was exactly. It was around 6.
That's not bad though. He's like, what was Eriksen? What was Eriksen? What was Eriksen? 30, 31? What?
30.
30? It's not bad. I mean, Brentford last season, he was actually good, in fairness.
He was one of the best players. He's the reason they came 12th. If you probably seen throughout like early January, February, they were doing really bad. They lost like 7 games in a row, I think, at one point. Not sure it was that bad, but they were doing really bad. Eriksen came in. They got a bit of form, bit hit and miss, but they came 12th. If it weren't for him, they might have even gone down. They would have come like 14th or 15th. They're pretty close to it. Eriksen saved them.
When we played, remember we played Brentford at Old Trafford when we beat them 3-0. Eriksen was like, his free kicks and his corners are like, they're good.
And he's 2-footed. He's 2-footed. He's very good at both things.
Yeah. Like, do you reckon where like Eriksen was like the bargain of the window for United?
I mean, it's a good signing. It's a very wise one. Like, will he end up being unreal? I don't know. Maybe he could end up not being the best, But I mean, from what we've seen from past experience and like the fact he's dead cheap, it looks very promising.
Yeah. 2 forward. I was on a show yesterday, and we're at Rahul actually, and I said, would you let him take the corners and the free kicks next season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth the goal. I mean, it's worth a try. Certainly worth a try. I mean,
Definitely corners.
Bruno and
Corners
Luke
would be
Shaw
one I'd let
taking
him
some.
take.
I mean, we hardly ever even score for kicks. I mean, fair enough, we have Ronaldo, but I do think you let Ericsson put his foot through it. It's 100% worth giving it a go. Will it work? Might do.
I mean, he did take a few free kicks when we did play them, and they were in the area of the pitch where kind of like, oh, this is too close for comfort, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they got it wrong. They needed saving. The corners were good. Like honestly, you wouldn't think Christian Eriksen had that accident last season. Like, he's came back totally better player, I think. Which
and with
isn't
Brentford
easy.
as well, like, I mean, Brentford aren't a very good attacking team, Like, other than, like, I saw some you were saying, and he was pretty much spot on. Like, other than Tony, Mbuyo, their two strikers, and Ericsson, every other player is like so it looks like a CDM.
Yeah. I guess he's just a bang on central midfield. Like, you can't put him, I don't know, Cam or DM or whatever.
Well, no, he usually is an attack midfielder, but he can also play central midfield as well. Like, I mean, where we play him, it'll be tough, because we do have Bruno. Like, but I mean, is there even the slight possibility that he'll take over Bruno's spot? I mean, I don't know. Like, I hope that doesn't happen. Like, I know Bruno's been poor, but you can't just give him Bruno after a not so great season.
Mm.
So, like, we'll see what happens.
I mean, the captaincy, you can be a leader as well, though, as you said.
Ericsson or Bruno?
Yeah, Ericsson.
Right. I mean, I'm not sure would you give him the Cavs armband this early.
Well, but
he I suppose if
you throw him in there.
No, you could throw him in there definitely. He certainly is that type of player. Like, but he's just like coming to the club. Like, like you wouldn't want to be giving it to him this quickly. Like, but I mean, he can't be any worse than Maguire.
No, can anyone be worse than Maguire, Tom?
Probably not.
No. Maybe Phil Jones. Actually, yeah.
Do you remember when Ashley was our captain in 2019? I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, he was terrible.
I was glad when he left. Oh my God, I was delighted.
Yeah, no, but like he was just such a bad captain. Like, I remember he kept giving the ball away. He was such a terrible player. Like, I mean, he was good at the start. He was good like when he was a winger. Like, and he did well under Mourinho as a left back. Remember when he pocketed Salah in 2018?
Yeah.
But then after that, went down, finished.
Again, and then I think when he left, we gave the captaincy to Harry Maguire.
That's what happened.
So what was it with the captain's armband? Like, who is like
after another?
Like, exactly, like who controls who gets the captain's armband? That's what I'd love to know. Because whoever it is,
you've got they probably got like a hat, just pick the name of a hat, probably.
Yeah, I know. And then who next season you get Phil Jones captain now for next season? That's the thing. At a stage, you're just like, I'm not surprised. But Christian Eriksen, I mean, there it is. It's not certain that Christian Eriksen will be part of the Man United squad that leaves for Thailand on Friday, with a medical still to arrange for other parts of the deal to be done. Now, supposedly he could maybe come midway through the pre-season tour, but he'd be definitely handy to have for the pre-season to see what he's all about as well, Tom.
I'm certainly of the Malacia. He'd be very good check for pre-season. I mean, because most of us don't really know what he plays. Like, we haven't been watching too much of Feyenoord. Like, so I mean, I hope he plays because I really want to see what he's like.
When I said yesterday in the show, the only reason why we're going to watch pre-season is to see what Ten Hag is made of, and hopefully the likes of Eriksen and Malacia are there. That's like, I won't be watching it to see, I want to see what Ten Hag can do.
No, I want to see a bit of Ten Hag, but I want to see what he's all about. I mean, it's only pre-season, like, so don't we get too carried away. I want to see a bit of like what's going on, like.
Yeah, I mean, I said it yesterday as well. If we have a bad preseason, I'm not going to be like, oh no, we're in trouble because preseason, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
few
and
rusty
even
legs.
even we can have I remember 2019. Remember when we Lukaku left, most of our players like big players that who else left? Sanchez left, Herrera left, Valencia left. There was
Yeah,
another good players left as well. Who else left?
there was a lot of outgoings.
Yeah, and we signed Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka, and Maguire. But Maguire hadn't signed at this point, so it was just Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka. We had a good pre-season. We beat Perth Glory. I mean, that's easy. We beat Leeds, Inter Milan. We drew against AC Milan, but won on penalties. So it was just a friendly, so it didn't really matter. There was another club as well we played. It was I think it was like a Norwich team we beat as well, but that not really too important. Good pre-season. We won every single pre-season game. Then in the first 7 or 8 games, we were 2 points above relegation.
I remember that. Yeah.
It's good to have a good pre-season, but do not get carried away. I was even saying to myself, we've had a decent pre-season in fairness, but I mean, is this form going to carry on to the actual Premier League? No. We beat Chelsea 4-0. Good start. Then drew to Wolves, not great. Lost to Palace, embarrassing. Drew to Southampton, not great either. Then we beat Leicester, thanks to a penalty. Lost to West Ham. Drew to Arsenal. Lost to Newcastle. After that, the form kind of picked up, but still.
I think that's when the Oliu kind of thing started.
That's when it started. Then he started actually playing okay. Then it started to die down. It was dead for nearly 2 years. But then this last season, obviously, he came back after. Even though we had signed 3 quote-unquote world-class players, and we were still having the same problems as when we had still just had mediocre players.
Yeah.
We ran out of chance, I mean.
I think we always get carried away though. That's the thing about us United fans, because we think, here we go, we're back to this. Like Tom last season, for example, we beat Leeds 5-1. We drew Southampton. We beat Wolves. Then I think we signed Ronaldo. He was going to be there for the Newcastle game. We thought, here we go. We have Varane, Sancho, Ronaldo, the whole lot. We're going to win the league. Look what happened. We finished 6th.
Yeah.
And we also sacked the manager as well.
And our worst ever season in the Premier League, points-wise.
Yeah. Yeah. Geez, must have finished on 50-something points. Surely. Even less.
I think it was 50.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, isn't it?
Humiliating.
Yeah. That just goes to show, you can't get carried away. But we did get carried away, though, in fairness. We did get carried away. I mean, I don't know about you, but I got carried away.
I did. I knew we were never going to win the league. I knew that was kind of ridiculous, but I was thinking, we could come close, because I still knew, even though we signed Varane, Sancho, Ronaldo, there was still, I still looked, that team still wasn't going to win the Premier League. It was close. It was certainly an improvement, and it certainly was knocking on that door, but it wasn't there yet. I thought it was definitely top 4 worthy. Maybe if we're lucky, we might give whoever wins the league a good run for their money and give them to the final of the season or something. If we're very lucky, we could have won it. But I knew we weren't going to win it unless we got super lucky or something, or just unless somehow. But I said this last summer. If you want to win the league under Ollie, you're going to be waiting at least 5 years.
Yeah.
You can give him all the good players he wants and all the money he wants. Is he going to tactically guide them to a title or a trophy?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be waiting. He was getting closer and closer and closer, but it was just too long to wait.
I mean, I don't think Ollie ever got the backing with the kind of staff he had.
No, he didn't. No, it was given a tough. It was a tough job. I mean, he did fairly well under the circumstances, but he was never going to win you a league unless you were so patient with him. And with a club as big as us and it has as historic as us, you cannot be that patient. it's obviously with Ten Hag you want to give him that because you've seen Ten Hag do it before as well. I mean, with Ollie, he had no good experience winning a title with a Norwegian team. That's no offense, like it's a title, like, but it's nothing exactly that impressive, like.
Yeah, I mean, we finished second as well the season
We did
before
come second,
last.
but like it was still 12 points off first, which isn't the best. Like, fair enough. Like, obviously, it's good that second place, good for decent, solid spot. But like, I don't know, just it was 12 points off first. And the only reason we came second is because Liverpool had a really, really bad spell between like February, I think it was, and January of that season.
Yeah.
And we got the Europa League final that season as well, which we somehow lost.
That's that. I mean, I wouldn't really call it a good season though. Like, it was good.
It was an okay season. We did the bare minimum. We got top 4.
Top 4, and then we didn't really make it. We didn't really last long in the Champions League, did we?
No, we got knocked out. That was embarrassing.
Hmm.
No, we were after beating the Turkish team 4-1. We needed one more point. We played against PSG and Leipzig. We bossed both. But the Leipzig game, the last game that got us knocked out, really pissed me off.
Well, we were 3-0 down. Then we got 3-2. Yeah.
Well, the thing that pissed me off was, like, we had to even a draw. I think was good enough for us to go through. For some reason, we go 5 at the back, even though we had only done that once all season against PSG, which luckily worked. For some reason, even though we played a 4-2-3-1 against West Ham at that weekend, we won 3-1. We did pretty well. What do we do? We changed system for no reason, and we can see 2 goals in like 15 minutes. 3-0 down by 70. We got 2 goals back. Wasn't enough.
That was definitely when people wanted Ollie out. Like, that's it. It just goes to show that how long the Ollie out has been going since, obviously, before he got sacked.
Yeah, like, but you cannot be like. It's embarrassing, like, you know, like that Champions League exit. You know what I mean? And also when we lost to the Turkish team, and like we lost them 2-1. I remember. Demba had a completely like free run and no one was even close.
Do you remember? Yeah, I think Lindelof let him score twice or something like that. Was it?
No,
we didn't.
Twice. No, I think their winger scored as well. Demba scored 1. The goal Demba scored. Someone you probably saw it as well on Instagram. Someone fell into him. No one was even near him.
He was left open. Left open. Yeah.
3-1. It was such an easy goal.
And the thing is, I think every United fan was screaming at the telly, "What the fuck is going on?"
The gap between him and the nearest defender was sickening. There was like.
That was don't even get me started. That was when we slipped it up totally, wasn't
it? It was, yeah.
Like, that was it. That was like, you know, we slipped it up. And did we finish? We finished. Yeah, that's this year. We made it to. Well, yeah, last year we made it to the Europa League final, wasn't it?
Last season, no, it's 2020, 2021.
Did we finish third?
No, we said it second. Third was 1920. We came third. 2021 we came second.
Do you know when we slipped it up against Leipzig? That was third, wasn't it?
No, that was second.
We finished second. Like, I'm all about the Champions League. Like,
yeah, that season was 2021.
Oh, so we hold on. Who was in our group? There was Leipzig, PSG, United, and Besiktas or something like that.
I think it was the Istanbul one. I don't know what they're called though, or I can't pronounce it. Like, I think it begins with B.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Besiktas.
It was this. Yeah. And I think who finished top 2?
PSG came first. Leipzig came second.
And we came third.
Yeah.
And then and then did we made it to the Europa League final that year?
Yeah.
And then we lost.
Yeah.
I mean, the more like you talk about this, the more you realise how far the club has kind of fallen. Like I hate to say it, but
It's
there's
true.
no point sitting here, talking on this saying that you have to be honest. Like
You do.
it
You
is
do.
falling.
Yeah.
Like, unless anyone else has different opinions, I don't know, but I
No,
can't see
I
anyone.
think
I can't see anyone disagree with me over that.
I definitely don't.
Like, how long does it take, especially signing players? Like Jesus Christ, Tom. Think of the amount of free agents that we could have got. Zachariah, Kessie. Say who else is there? That the DM.
Rudiger, Dybala.
Yeah.
Um,
There's been a lot. I mean, I know he wasn't free, but Calvin Phillips would have been a good show.
yeah.
But then I think the
A player, I
rivalry.
know he's pretty much going to Chelsea now. I'm not sure what's going on with him. It's a bit confusing. Rafinha, the league's obviously when you obviously know him. Like, we should go for him. If maybe
Yes.
Anthony's better. Like, well, I mean, left-footed right winger and actually
I
decent.
actually like him. I would like. I think that. Like I remember me and you were doing the watch along for the last game, and the only reason why I wanted Leeds to go down is because their players would go cheaper and they'd be
Yeah,
more desperate to
and
come
I don't
back
like
to the
Leeds.
Premier League. Yeah,
And I don't like Leeds either.
and then they'd be more desperate to come back to the Premier League. But that now they stayed up, which was a bit of a pain. City got what's his name, Calvin Phillips, and Rafinha doesn't know where he's going. To be honest, he's going somewhere. If it's Barcelona, Chelsea, Arsenal, he's going somewhere.
Well, we should go for left. Like, I mean,
How
fair
much
enough,
is he
you pay
worth? It's about
expensive.
50 mil.
How much? Around that, I think.
That's cheaper than Rafinha. Oh, not Rafinha, Antony.
Yeah, and he's Premier League proven as well. He's proven he can do it in the Premier League, and
He's good. He is good.
Rafinha's good. He's Leeds' best player of the season by a mile.
Oh, definitely. He's like 24, 25 as well, maybe younger.
Around that, yeah.
So like he definitely be a certain starter. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Antony Alanga and all, but he's basically you can talk about Palestri, Amad Diallo, Shorty Chong,
We're too young.
Alanga. What?
We're too young.
It's not that they're never going to be top players for the club, really, are they? Like Alanga's like, don't get me wrong, Alanga had a good patch, but it didn't last long.
Like, I just don't think Alanga, the pressure's getting to him. Like, like, I know, yeah, you're saying there as well, pretty much. Like, Alanga just isn't the player that you look and say he's going to be world class. Like, he could be decent. He's pacey.
Yeah.
I saw a fan, like, I'm not sure, was it a few fans or just one fan in particular? So a fan was comparing him to Daniel James.
They both play different. Like, Daniel James is a left winger, isn't he? And
well, they both left and right wing.
Yeah, but Lang would be more of the right winger. Especially with Sancho playing on the left. On
I think
Rashi.
Naturally, Alanga's a left winger. I think, like he was saying in an interview, like after he played left wing for Sweden, that he prefers left wing.
Yeah, I mean, he got called up, didn't he, to the Swedish team?
Yeah.
But like, we have to get a right winger, and to be honest with you, I'd be more happy.
Left footed one in particular.
Yeah, but I mean, Rafinha, as you said, is left footed.
Antony,
yeah,
even
but Tom, both of them too, right? You're Ten Hag. Someone comes into you with the two players, right? You have an option, Rafinha or Antony. Who are you picking up?
This is a tough one now because I mean, Antony knows
We
Ten
like
Hag
both.
from
That's the
Ajax.
thing.
Rafinha's Premier League proven.
Yeah.
Antony's that little more skillful. And like, I mean, Antony would be that little bit more expensive.
Rafinha is too good for Leeds, though.
He is.
That's the thing.
But
Antony
is that Ajax, I think.
What?
I think so. That's the same thing with Antony and Ajax.
Yeah. Thing is, as you said there, Rafinha's Premier League proven. Antony isn't.
I'd flip a coin. Honestly, if I said I'd flip a coin. Which one would I sign?
I mean, who would you be? I mean, again, it's kind of one of those on the spot kind of questions that I ask, but like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd be more leaning towards like they're both the same players, I think.
Yeah.
Like I think you said there, Anthony's more kind of skillful.
A little more skillful. I mean, Rafinha is skillful, but then Antony is at like another level of skill.
Yeah.
Actually, if I really, really had to choose one, I would. For me, Antony edges it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the experience with Ten Hag, being that little bit skillful and overall seems a really, really good player. Like Rafinha seems decent and all, but I think Antony is reminding me of a young Neymar.
Yeah.
Like Rafinha is shown looking really good, but I think Antony is that little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, again, we'd like both, but I really think like it's like Ajax are giving us like I don't think we're going to sign two Ajax players. If we get Lissandro Martinez, he's going to be the only signing we'll ever get from Ajax. If we get Antony, the only signing. If we get Yuri and Timber, say we're only going to get one player from Ajax, and I think that's it. That's going to be the door closed to United.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't blame them for not selling us most of their team because let's be real here. We took their manager, who's probably their best manager, so we can't rob them blind.
They've also lost Gravenberch, the young centre mid, and they also lost the right back as well.
Yeah, geez, Gravenberch. Yes, I actually would have liked him. Gravenberch, he's like 19, 20. I would have liked him, to be honest with you, Tom.
I've not seen too much from him. He seems a decent player, but I mean, is he really what you're looking for? Like, you wouldn't want to put him straight into the Man United team because he's so young. Like, you want to probably put him on the bench and get nice experience. Like, so you wouldn't put him on there immediately. Like,
I mean, I suppose we can't really, relate FIFA to real life, but he's good in FIFA.
He is. And we also took Van de Beek off him. I know that was like 2 years ago, but still.
Poor Donny, man. I feel sorry for that man. We're looking to think of it, right? We've signed Ericsson, and now we're probably going to buy Frankie de Jong. But I mean, speaking of de Jong, Tom, just in, it's not really good news, but Manchester United's protracted pursuit of Frankie de Jong has been held up by money owed to the Netherlands midfielder by Barcelona in wages he agreed to defer due to the coronavirus pandemic. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
More delays. More delays.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, what?
Anytime till next decade?
Huh?
Anytime till next decade, are we signing him? Will I be sitting here like 80 years old with my grandkids, my pension, and just still there with a cup of tea, just hovering the TV, having signed for Frankie de Jong next? I'm signing him, yes.
I mean, what's this? Manchester United's pursuit of Frankie de Jong is being held up by around 17 million of wages being owed to the player, which he agreed to deter due to the pandemic. I mean, Tom, I don't know whether that you're crying or you're laughing.
I'm laughing. A bit of a giggle, sure. Why not?
What?
A bit of a giggle, sure. I mean, if you don't laugh, you cry at this whole Frankie de Jong thing. I don't want to cry, so I might as well a bit of a laugh.
I mean, I don't know what to think of this. Like, I mean, I'd like to get your thoughts on it, Tom, to be honest with you.
I don't really know what it means. Like, I mean, like, he's just getting wages. Like, I don't really understand that, to be honest. I mean, just suppose more delays, a bit annoying for us.
I mean,
oh well.
If I was United, it might be the big. I think it's best if United move away. And listen, you can call me stupid, but
it's like like a stalker disco say. I mean, you're at a disco, you see this girl, or a disco night away from that. You see this girl, she gives you eye contact for like 1 second, and you're thinking, I'm gonna shoot my shot with her. You keep on following her, but then like she her mate keeps on going. She's like, oh, she's not interested. Like, but then you keep on following her either way, just in case she might. Like
Yeah, it is that kind of thing, isn't it? Like, even though they said she doesn't like it, you're still trying to go for.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say I'm a bit more successful with this goals than Man United are transfer window. Let's just say that.
I think we all have, Tom. I
Yeah.
don't think, like it is one of those things. I think we've all been successful more than Manchester United.
Mm.
I don't get it though. Like what? Like, what the hell's going on, Tom? Please help me.
I mean, I can't give you a full answer because I'm not unsure myself. But all I can really say is that we're just constantly getting shite thrown at us, and we just have to sit back and accept it. Really.
Oh, I mean, I suppose we have no choice to. But is he worth kind of pushing for anymore? Like really, like, do you reckon it's time to, hit hit the nail on the head and go?
Who else can we get other than him? Really, we've not
That's
linked
the
with any other
thing.
midfielder other than him.
That's the thing. Just not this.
Should let's be there's still another month and a bit of this transfer window. Should we maybe just go for him and just maybe in case this eventually ends up in us signing him? Maybe we should just keep on doing it just in case. But I mean, it is getting very tiring and very frustrating.
Like this literally only came out. Like, Man United's pursuit of Frankie Dong has been held up by around £70 million of wages being owed to the player, which he agreed to detour due to the pandemic. What the hell, man?
I swear to God, next it's probably just excuses, really. Like probably just make excuses just so we just have to sign for us. Next, he'll be saying, "What excuse did he make next?"
What?
He's probably just making excuses now, like just to stop, to delay him signing from us.
Oh, it's just news that I'm not gonna, like, if we sign him, I'm not gonna be jumping around the house.
I'll probably be relieved saying, "Finally, that took a long enough time." Like,
I mean, if you like that, did you ever see the Rock when he does like finally and screams into the mic? You just get a lot of a lot of videos with the Rock going finally. We were like, thank God, Jesus, God, it's I don't know, man. It's just I thought this deal was all accepted last week.
Yeah, like
what happened there?
Huh?
Like what happened there? I thought this deal was done.
It's not as easy as that, is it?
I swear to God, like last week when we got Malasia, literally, it was like, right, here we go.
I just keep on thinking of like Jong using an excuse. Like I just can't even imagine what excuse to use next. Like
What like I don't know whether I was saying things that day, but the deal was done. Like everything was agreed. Like that was probably a week ago now, and a week later, this crap is coming out. Jesus Christ! Like what the hell?
what can we do?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's time to throw a few water bottles.
You know what? For old habit's sake, let's just kick ourselves off. There you go. One down. Hopefully not too more to go. But no Man United. But that'll be like one of a million.
Tom, do you feel relieved now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. I didn't even throw a bottle.
Like an addiction. Like an addiction. I haven't done that for so long, but it's returned. Thank God.
Thank God. And it's here to stay.
Yeah.
It's not going. It was never going. I think a lot of people were worried about that, Tom, when the season ended. Is that it?
Well, no. Don't you worry.
Again.
Don't you worry.
And then here's other bullshit. Ajax winger Antony Fairs. Well, I don't know if it's bullshit, but okay, fuck off. Right, so here we go now. Ajax winger Antony Fairs. He could be priced out of a move to Man United due to his club putting a £70 million asking price on him, which is substantially different to United's valuation. So is that kind of him? Like he's offering himself to United.
Pretty much, like he's clearly saying how he wants to leave.
But still, they slap a 70 million price tag on it.
That's what some clubs do. I mean, they're getting wrenched backs. I mean, Gravenberch has gone to Bayern. I think the right back is as well. Martinez looks like he's off to us. Antony might go off to us as well. Who will they still have? I mean, they have Haller, Tadic, Tagliafico. Or maybe did Tagliafico leave?
Yeah, I think he's leaving, man.
I actually swear to God I saw something about Tagliafico leaving.
They signed Bergwijn today. He's a right winger.
Yeah, they signed Bergwijn. Yeah.
Why can we not get Antony? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, like.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, I don't know. Like, I'd like him. Like, we bidded a £51 million for him, but Ajax want 80 million. Like, I don't know. I mean. This transfer window just can't get any more worse or annoying.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. Like, as United fans, we all thought when we got Ten Hag, lovely stuff. That hasn't changed. We're gonna get all these players: Antony, Jong, and Nunez at the time. No. We're gonna get not Koundé, Yuri and Timber, Torres. No. Like, no. Who else to start? Calvin Phillips. I could tell you all night the players that we were going to sign, and Ten Hag got the job. Like, maybe 50 million for Antony, fair enough, but 70 million. Now, it's not like fairness. It's not like he wants to come to United. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no one's forced him. He's kind of offering himself to the club.
Exactly.
But listen, we'll move on. Talk about Dybala. Many United sources insist that there have been no talks with Paulo Dybala's camp, with the focus still on keeping Cristiano Ronaldo next season. And supposedly we were negotiating with him last night, but bullshit news again. What's new?
Yeah.
Man United know how to make a fool of us, don't they?
They do.
Like a lot of people we made a fool of them. Sometimes they've made us look like fools. Like, they just made us look like fools about 5-10 minutes ago when that news about Jong came out. So I don't know. I mean, Dybala, Ronaldo. I mean, I don't know. Tom, would you like Dybala or
left-footed attacker? Not a bad player at all, but he's not really a striker. If you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, he's like centre forward. Like, he played like a false nine.
More of like an attack midfielder, maybe, or maybe even a winger. But I'm not sure would he be suited to a striker.
But I don't think I mean, with the full focus being on Ronaldo, I mean, what do you think?
I don't know. Like, and also with Eriksen and Bruno, that's going to completely complicate things. Unless you put him on the right wing, which I don't know. He's not slow, but he's not the paciest either. Like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know that's the. I mean, he's 28, 27, 5'9" or 10, whatever. He just, I wouldn't look. I mean, he's not a bad shout, but he's not gonna he can't be a replacement for Ronaldo or a backup player either.
Yeah.
He's just not a backup for anyone. But yeah, I mean, what's this now? Will you buy the new jersey, Tom? You'll be out on Friday.
Yeah, I'll probably buy it eventually.
Leo's gonna buy us. If you watch last week's news show, he's Sergio Aguero's agent, so that's Leo. I think at this stage we just have to laugh. We can't cry.
Yeah.
Like you said it there. Yeah, bang on. Just gonna say. But I don't know, Tom. I mean, United will definitely screw us up a few times. And will we get Dion? Probably not. I mean, the pre-season tour starts next Tuesday against Liverpool. I don't know who we play after that, but I don't know. I don't at this stage. I don't really.
It's an Australian team, I think.
Yeah, this thing. I mean, I don't know. We could have had 2 midfielders maybe come with us, but no. We only have one midfielder, one new midfielder with Ericsson and a left back, and nobody else.
Yeah.
And Ten Hag. Everyone said it. I even said it. Our biggest signing this year, I might not its biggest and probably best signing will be Ten Hag.
Probably, yeah.
Like, if you get Dion, you won't get happy. You just be like, finally, thank God that's gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fingers crossed, we get him. Well, I don't know whether we would even like him, but he's probably our only choice at this stage.
If you just get this whole saga done, I thought I'm happy.
Yeah, and if you do get him, he better be worth every penny. Because if this man's a flop, Ten Hag, what was wrong with you? Because it's happened. You know, Lukaku meant to be all this and that.
Pogba.
Flop. Pogba, flop. Harry Maguire, flop. Who else?
I know there's
Flop.
still time, but like,
even Alexis Sanchez, I think, was a flop.
oh, he was terrible. Sanchez was terrible.
He was a flop. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he didn't care.
No. So we played for our rivals, Arsenal.
Hendrik
What?
Mkhitaryan,
Flops.
Falcao, Di Maria,
Memphis Depay.
Marcus Rojo.
Hold on, let me keep up with you. Darmian, remember him?
Yeah.
Flop.
Wasn't great, to be honest.
No. Bastian Schweinsteiger, I mean, we got him when he was...
Flop.
Yeah, big flop.
Schneiderlin.
Yeah, big flop. Remember Morgan Schneiderlin? Remember we signed him?
Yeah, I just said him there.
Did you say him there?
Yeah.
Big flop.
He wasn't terrible, but he just wasn't good enough.
How long did he last? A season or two?
Season and a half.
Yeah. Where did we sign him from? Was it Everton?
Southampton. He moved to Everton after us, but we got him from Southampton.
Right. There's a few more flops in there, Tom. There's a few more flops.
No, I'm going to say this. Like, you might disagree, but honestly, I don't think Fellaini was a flop.
Fellaini was just an average player. Like, you know, he was alright.
He wasn't bad though. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. He had moments. He had good moments, and he was not a bad player at all.
He was like, well, I'm not saying like he's Fred's kind of level, but like he was so like
he had
kind of had similar
good
things.
moments.
Yeah, his height was handy.
Good first touch, good in the air, passed it simple, compact player.
Yeah,
had some bad games, had some very good games. Big game player, in my opinion. Very good plan B.
His height was good.
Yeah, he was very good. You put a ball in the air, he heads it in. He got like 20
he had like a weird hairstyle as well, so you just knew that. Yeah, so you just knew that. Give him the ball and he'll score. He left. Did he leave? Would he leave on a free or?
No, he left in January 2019 to like some Chinese club. I
think he's still going, isn't he?
He's still there, yeah.
Still going, yeah. So that afro's gone now. He's a totally different man. So you wouldn't even notice him anymore, I reckon.
Yeah.
His as you said, his passing was good.
Well, he was a simple passer. He was a safe passer. Like, it was decent. Like, but I mean, he wasn't a player to make a risky passer. He'd rarely make a bad pass. Usually his passing was just decent. Like, steady pass, nothing too wrong with it. Like,
I remember watching a match once, and I was like, every time someone gives Fellaini the ball, he gives it back. But then sometimes he passed the ball quick. Then you think it to yourself, but he doesn't want. I suppose he doesn't want to delay. Slow down the progress. He was good, you know. Like he wasn't the best, but he wasn't bad either. You know what I mean?
One of our better players. One of our
Like,
better signings in the last 10 years.
better than McTominay?
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
It's close, but I think Fellaini edges it.
really?
Like McTominay, like it's very close. It's very close, you know. Like, but I do think realistically, Fellaini, like, there is luck with the system. McTominay's not out of a system he's used to. Fellaini had a system he was used to with Mourinho's.
Yeah. I mean, he came from Everton, didn't he, Fellaini?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was good. He was good. Yeah. Who else now? The thing is, we've signed so many flops over the years. There's Andreas Pereira flop.
Just not good enough. I think he came from the academy.
Did he come from the academy? I always thought we signed him.
I think he came from the academy.
She must have. He
Are you
must have
thinking
called
about Alex
very.
Telles, maybe?
Tellez could be a flop.
Yeah, he came from the academy, like, but
Tellez is a flop.
Yeah, he's a flop.
Wan-Bissaka. He had good moments, but flop.
Started off well. This season, gone. Like, very good first season. Decent second season, but then this season, no. Well, new system, attacking system, his absolute worst nightmare. What happened? The attack system comes in, he is gone.
Don't really remember. Remember Victor Valdez? Do you remember Victor Valdez?
Sorry?
Do you remember Victor Valdez?
The bald Spanish fella.
Yeah, flop.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah, he was a flop. Did we sign him when he was like 27 or something?
He played 2 games for us.
Didn't we sign him like near the end of his career?
So he played 2 games for us. Got to Fire Van Hal left. That's the storyline of Victor Valdez. 2 games. Fight Van Hal gone.
You think he's retired now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't we sign him when he was like 37?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he played for Barcelona for like a number of years. He was meant to be a backup, but he was. He only played 2 games because De Gea got injured, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very young.
You must have got him free or very cheap.
I'm pretty sure it was free.
Do you know? I wouldn't call him a flop. Sam Johnson. I reckon he was a good backup. Do you know Sam Johnstone from West Brom?
He was from the academy. Like he never even played. Never even played.
I reckon he was a good backup all the same though.
Yeah, but he just never played. Like, just manager never fancied him.
Johnny Evans, he didn't come up through the academy.
He did.
Did he? Fuck's sake!
I think so. Or else we signed him very young from like a team in the north or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, Martial.
Oh, had his moments, but 50 million.
Yeah. What's the song? Tony Marshall scored
again. Give him this season. See if he plays at all. Then we'll decide.
Yes. So I'll come back to you. January. Maybe ask you.
Yeah. Perfect.
See what your thoughts are then. January. I'll come back to you January. See what you think. Right then. So we've went through most of the team. Right. It went from like a kind of a talk show to talking about flops. There's a lot more there. I'm just trying to think who it is. Do you remember Andreas Lindegaard? Do you remember Lindegaard, the goalkeeper?
Yeah, was he like Danish or something?
Yeah. Was he Andreas Lindegaard? Was he Danish?
I think so.
But I remember him. He was a flop.
Yeah. Well, he hardly even played. I remember, there was one point he was in the team ahead of De Gea. He wasn't terrible, like, but I mean, he won a title. But
he only played like 1 or 2 games, like Valdez.
He actually played a fair few games one season, I think. He actually played like 10 games, I think, possibly.
Yeah. He wasn't. He was all right, but I mean, again, I suppose you can't really call a goalkeeper flop all the same, though, can you? Like,
No.
I mean, fuck's sake, who else is there? I think you went through them all, Tom. To be honest with you,
Mm.
I can't think of anyone else.
Diogo Dallo. Well, no, you wouldn't call him a flop.
No,
He's
Uh,
not great, like, but he's not a flop either. He's just okay.
I still think we have to get a right back as well alongside the rest that we
he's
need
just
to
a good look.
strengthen. Like if we're planning on getting rid of Wan-Bissaka, I'd look at like a Denzel Dumfries, for instance.
Or like even Matty Cash maybe, as like
Yeah.
content going about.
I mean, I would have liked a Trippier, but he kind of went to Newcastle, so that's the thing. But I think he went through all the flops, Tom. Unless you have any more, Eric Boy maybe. I think you said him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil Jones. He was probably academy, was he?
No, we signed him from Blackburn in 2011.
Flop.
Yeah. won a title, but still.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, true. Just I don't know. It's like some of the shitty players came to us for their fame. But once they got their fame, they were happy with that. Let's move on.
Well, he won a title, but he didn't actually win us a title. He won a title. No. How do I say this correctly? No. He won a title with us. He didn't win us a title.
Yeah. But it's like, they come to you because it's a big club. I'll get me fame, get rich, get me followers on Instagram and all that, and then I'll move on.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. That's literally what it is. But I mean, Tom, it's been a good show. Tomorrow's
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good little rant.
Yeah.
No one's wrong, no one's right. Just opinions, rants, laughs, flops.
I know what's about to throw in.
Yeah. It's nice to see the bottle thrown back. I'm actually proud now. I feel much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's the new show, so again, if you want to come off for that, let me know. Usually that's me and Ryan. So
I'm not sure. I might be. I'll let you know.
Then the Fantasy Premier League as well. There's actually a lot of about 30, maybe 30, 40 people in the Fantasy Premier League.
Already?
Yeah.
That's good. I might join soon enough. I definitely will. Yeah. Just when I get around to it.
The code is in the group chat and on the Instagram story. Yeah, 37. It's definitely coming into the 40 mark, anyways.
Mm.
And we reached 400 subs on YouTube last night.
I saw that, yeah.
So it's all going well, Tom. It's all going well.
Good progression.
That's it. Good progress. And the bottle thrown's back, so that's it. Now that's going to earn more.
Yeah, we're getting there step by step.
Definitely are. It's a good things come to those who wait. And look, we're waiting patiently. No, we just can't wait patiently for Dion. Listen, Tom, everyone like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.